there's the ferry. I would do link. seem to have forgotten to draw the tip of this thumb. Probably would look something like that. Now that I'm all zoomed in like this, I can't deny that this looks like I've drawn the pinky finger a little too thick. Subtle art of pinky finger thickness. You just don't want to commit to something you'll regret later. Not without saving first. Man, gotta tackle this hair now. And at the edges, like here, where all sorts of hairs seem to be starting, it's going to be very soft, like that. I think I get a lot of hair drawing style influence from a certain number of anime and manga influences. It's a bit of a anime slash Disney fusion. It's kind of what I'm trying to do. My general sketching style. Obviously, like the realistic-ish version of that aesthetic, whatever that would be, or high fidelity, whatever. It looks expensive, well done, not cheaped out version. If I can do it. That's what I'm shooting for. On projects like this, at least. Could be different cameras that can cut into my expression on silly things. Been looking at other streams and all their interesting setups. Some things seem much too involved for me, but I don't know. Definitely not trying to overdo it. awesome. Just keep going on our tour. No one is watching. There's no pressure. Fill, fill, fill. Get this stuff out of the way. Everybody's sleeping. We're having a good time. No one minds that I'm a blade filling in positive space. Breaking the transparency. I know I can go to about 1 a.m. I've been in a really good mood lately, and the stream has helped make that happen. So I've been stuck for a while. Feels like this is a feels like I found a spoon and a loose rock in my cell. And if I can just sacrifice some sleep every night, not so much as to draw attention, but just enough. Over time, before you know it, I'll be on the other side of the wall. And even if not, at least you tried. Cool eyeball. Evil magic. You could almost imagine somebody rapping over some of these tracks. Is that the point? I'm not sure. Someone could invent lyrics, Zelda-related lyrics. Kokiri Forest. This could have been a rap rock tune from 311 or something like that. Fred Durst makes a quick guest rap, then it's back to the 311 rap rocking again. Man, I can hear it. Get the lo-fi in there. I'm not sure if my brother's still listening, but now I'm recalling how we went to Seattle and you were at that goth club. And you had at least a little bit of familiarity with the goth scene, so that's a little bit. Didn't mean to goth out you. I'm not sure that's the case in any case, but but maybe there was a reason to my reasoning. Deep-seated memories. I wonder if this is even remotely interesting, just watching me fill in lines. Can't imagine it is, but maybe there's some sort of thrill, like if let's say I go outside the lines accidentally and pretend I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see the mistakes. No, I can't even pretend. We don't do that shit here. Keep it tight. Little bit of lag. What's happening here? Is it my Adobe giving me shit? Hey, what's up, man? I recognize you from Eric's streams. I don't need to out his last name on Twitch. I mean, he has a stream. Eric Yamamoto. Go check out his stream. There you go. Storyboard artist like me. Welcome, man. I'm just thinking I should quit out this Adobe Creative Cloud so that it stops. No, thank you. I must cease my time machine backups and make sure my Google Drive is paused. Yes, everything's okay. I just don't want to have lag. You see, yes. I'm not going to do a good job of pronouncing your handle, stranger, but I welcome you nonetheless. What is your... Well, maybe I can try. Hage? Anyway, welcome to the stream. Now you were, was it earlier today? I saw you on the stream. Yeah, Eric's stream was, awesome, and I had a fun call with him. Was it yesterday? It just feels like, it's weird. It just feels like all of a sudden time is telescoping. It's collapsing like an accordion that you're squeezing. And it's getting smaller, and what happened yesterday feels like it's a long time ago. Feels simultaneously long ago and recent. How can those two things be the same? It's crazy. Have you been to my stream before? Oh, I don't remember my dreams. Haven't remembered them for a long time. But it's usually because I'm like tipsy with wine or something. It's nothing extreme. Shift work. Okay, I'm gonna call you Hagi. Hage. How about Hage? Hage, do you work as a professional artist now? Because your interests that I've noticed seem to indicate that you do. And you apparently... Hage, yeah. You know, we're not all slow brain beach bums here in Los Angeles. Are you a storyboard artist? And I wasn't talking about Eric. I play a little bit of a dumb male blonde, a little bit. I don't perceive it, but people tell me I have a California accent. Especially when I get excited. I'll be like, hey, yo, dude, that's awesome. And I just get self-conscious about how it might bleed out. But if you are working on my manga, yes, I actually saw your stream. You were streaming. I saw your stream. Like today. Now it's all coming back to me. It looked like you were streaming like a super buff dude battling another buff dude. That's what it looked like. Was that today? I'm a, I actually consider myself a, manga disciple. I do. I don't know if it comes across. Can you tell in my work that I've seen more than... I mean, I'm not a... I shouldn't oversell myself. I'm certainly a... you know, we had Akira on Laserdisc in my household. You know, we were into what we could get. There just wasn't much you could get in the early 90s and 80s. Even in LA. Not unless you were going nuts hunting for it. Couldn't find shit. Weeb. Is that what that means? I'm a... I'll do a little bit of anime stuff at some point. Anime, manga, kind of stuff. The sequential art of manga, I believe, this is a theory of mine, translates better to cinematic storytelling than does like the classic Marvel formula or superhero format. The continuity and storytelling are very contrasted in those different styles, and I believe that the shot by shot analogy works better in anime and manga formats, whereas in like classic American comics you get all these angles that are interesting on paper, but you just would never shoot them in a movie script. You can agree or disagree. If you're familiar with the title Usagi Yojimbo, the creator there obviously heavily referenced like Kurosawa films and stuff. But it's a masterclass in sequential storytelling in that kind of style, like the it's more like, I mean, I don't have any good examples right in front of me. I didn't collect superhero comic books, and the other title I was talking about is not at my disposal, so let's shelve that argument for when I can back it up with evidence, but if you're interested in storyboarding or even just sequential art, I believe manga is just great. I've really enjoyed the time I had when I was younger. I could delve into such stuff. Now you're making your own manga? Forget about the Kurosawa talk. Was it what you were drawing earlier? Because that looked cool. I'm a bit of a aspiring comic book artist myself. Hold on. Yeah, that might have been it. I'm not sure if you can tell when I was joining the stream, but it would have been like before midday Pacific time. I'm not sure where you're based, but the shading looked I thought technically pretty well blended for what it was, and that's not a compliment I would normally give out. Like, it had good design, and an interesting style. Here, is it online? Can I look it up now and plug your shit in a complimentary fashion, in a good way? Because I liked it. I thought it looked cool. And if it's not ready, there's no pressure. I was just trying to look up the comic that I did, and it's offline apparently. It's not without its controversy. Not in any kind of moral sense, but the My collaborator could have left it up. I wonder. It's not online. Huh. Hage. What does Hage mean? What does Hage Higemon mean? It's either the best name you could have, or it's the worst. I'm not sure if I've decided which. I want you to tell me what it means and why I should love your handle. I work in advertising, and it's a mouthful. And I don't know if that's... what if we had a... Hage Higemon means bald mustache man. Oh. Okay, then it's great. I love it. That's exactly what it sounds like. Hage Higemon means bald mustache man. Is amazing. That's amazing. All right. Is that your own emote? That's fucking awesome. Okay. Now I love it. Listen, just eventually put something online so I can look at it. Because that's awesome. All right, here we go. You have a link, you say? Let's see here. Okay, this is good. All right, let me make sure. Okay, we're gonna go back. Let's see. 12 weeks. That is, it's a chimera. I mean, that's a cool chimera. Oh, ooh, there's more. Oh, okay. This is good. We can all see it. Okay, the snake is getting blasted. The snake is the tail. Lion head. Then the goat is the second head? Anyway, this does look cool. You have these great subtle halftones. I think that's what I'm picking up on. Like in the shading on the lion's face, for instance. Can I make that bigger? I'm trying to... How do I embiggen this? Won't do it here, but when it zooms in... Oh, fuck. Anyway, my compliments to you, sir. Kirby. That's your handle on the other platform. How did I do? Oh, that's funny. Anyway, I may have pronounced it well or terribly, but I give it a shot. Scribbattle uggos. How do I do that? How do I know? Alright, I'm happy to hear that. Well, do you know what Zelda is and stuff like that? Is this a unfamiliar thing that I'm doing? This is fan art for Zelda. I don't know if this is the first time you've been to my stream. We want more bald mustache man. Original sequential artwork online so we can see it. There. Okay, you know Zelda. Eric has a sort of a fundamentals themed stream that I think he's doing well at. I'm trying something of a different tack, as if it was along for the ride in the artist studio, but it's kind of a simulation. Come along, take a peek inside, behind the scenes. It's like tour the bakery, see how the sausage is made. Sit under the tree with the master. Informal. And therefore, you can relax and sit back. Put the defenses aside. And maybe learn. These are the techniques, the tools, the subjects that I run into every day with my work. Because this is fan art, I'm not held to any NDA I would normally be held to, where I can't disclose anything. Here, we are unabashedly here for the process. Warts and all, with some caveats. This is not like I'm not gonna in a real world scenario, I'd be throwing away my work every day because they would change things constantly. Not on this project. I get to decide what's good as I go. Keep what I like, throw away what I don't. It's almost 1 a.m. now. Kirby, are you Pacific time? West Coast? I mean, you don't have to disclose your location. You could just say yes or no. I'm Pacific time. I think that's extremely cool. You're like my first person who is definitely in another country checking in on things. I think that's awesome. That means when I was looking at your thing, you had a US audience. That's what that means. It might just be a fluke, but I was talking to Eric yesterday, and granted, I had never talked to him before, like on the phone. It's not a thing where we were buddies necessarily at all beforehand. But once we sort of put together that, hey, I'm streaming, you're streaming, he was like, hey, let's chat. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And, you know, we don't know what we're doing. But there are some realities that are common to all artists now, where we're wondering, can we fight the machine? Should we fight the machine? AI, what makes sense? Go and hide, run up and fight. Wait it out, hold our breath. Yeah, AI. AI like the Mid-Journey and things like that. Not like Mid-Journey can even do the stuff that I'm drawing, you know. It's not gonna do stuff like this, at least not yet. But you know, right now it's a powerful, compelling, trendy shortcut that almost anybody can take who has a creative visual idea or inclination. It's like Game Genie. It's like cheat codes for a video game. It's tempting. People give it a shot. I think you're right. I think you're right. I do think this is valuable. And part of what I'm trying to do. It's interesting. I've been trying to turn this over in my brain. I'm trying to free what is valuable. If you can imagine how things were 4 years ago, perhaps before AI was ever any kind of idea. Artistically speaking, there was no way to make art without artists. Not realistically. I mean, you could, I suppose, conjure up some scheme or something like that. Certainly NFTs had a run at it, but it used to be, you wanted something visual, you had to hire some sort of artist to make it for you. That was that. Things are different now, and I'm going to hold out in one hand. Within the fight, there is a story, and if you are of the mind, then you can tell that in your story too. Yes. I'm trying now. So it used to be, it may still be this way, but I didn't used to get along with other artists. I didn't used to have artist friends or try to hang out with them or talk with them about artistic things. I just sort of avoided them and they avoided me. It felt that way. And I stayed in my own spaces. And I did just fine in those spaces and earned a lot of money and had no problems and didn't really think much of what could go wrong. And now there's a threat, not just to the bad artists, but to the good ones too, because the whole entire system of hiring artists, the concept of hiring an artist, feels like it's threatened now. And if that's the case, then it can't just be, it won't be that the bad artists fall away and the good ones are fine. We'll all go down. And if we all go down, then I'm going down. I don't want to go down. I actually wanted to go the other way. I think that if we all took this more seriously, we could make something happen that sends AI packing and meanwhile elevates us to the point where your average person is no longer impressed by AI and is more impressed by what artists can do. But it's not the easy way of doing things. It's not the hard way either. It's just requires a lot of growth. Sacrifice. Time, effort, all the things. So comparatively, AI and AI tools will feel like they'll be the faster option. Get what you need faster that way. But on this stream, we'll look at how things are better. When we do it ourselves. Kirby, what time is it in Japan? Now I gotta go to Japan. Awesome. 5 p.m. Oh, wow. Is it like tomorrow? Is it... So it's May... Oh my gosh, I don't know if... Is it May 24th? 5 p.m. May 24th in Japan? It's tomorrow. Yeah. Well, tomorrow is today for me as it's 1 a.m. So technically it's tomorrow already. That's interesting. I'm talking to the future. Awesome. Happy Friday, Ben. That's awesome. So one thing that's happening in the US tomorrow is it kicks off so we have a 3-day weekend in the United States because of Memorial Day being observed on Monday, which means people's favorite thing to do is also take off the Friday before a 3-day weekend and turn it into a 4-day weekend. So a job that normally would have had me more or less booked tomorrow is actually on vacation early. And all that is to say that there is going to be a 4-day stretch where I can earn no money because of a holiday. And that's frustrating, but that's what lies ahead at the moment. Time is pretty funny in this world of instant communication across huge distances. I'm not a famous artist. Storyboard artists are behind the scenes. We let the directors take all the credit. When I get booked, what I really mean is these are totally appropriate questions. This is the core of like this stream is like what goes on in a professional storyboard artist setting. I have an agent. The agent is I try to use my agent, and my agent uses me in the correct way, which means it's a professional, hey, I will control your schedule and get you jobs in exchange for a portion of the commission off of the jobs that you make. And I will make sure that you are charged a rate that is worth your time. And I am excellent at negotiating what your rate is worth. And so I say, yes, all that sounds good. I just prefer to draw. I don't want to handle a lot of scheduling and bill collecting and negotiating. Those are not my strengths. That's not something I'm a genius at. What I am good at is helping directors to understand how to even tell me what it is that they are thinking the project should go. So if sometimes directors know what they want and they just say it and I understand it and I draw it. Sometimes the directors haven't made up their mind. I can give them suggestions, and that helps them make decisions. There was a time when my clients would have large studios in Hollywood or Venice Beach, Santa Monica. We would go, I would drive there. I would drive there from my house. Where my house is, Kirby, you could think of it, if you could picture the famous Hollywood sign, and that's on a mountain that faces Hollywood. So if you go over the sign on the other side of the mountain, I'm within a few miles of that side of the mountain. Hollywood, California is a 15-minute drive from my front door. Now you have a sense where I live. It wouldn't be uncommon for me to, back in the day, go to a director's house, studio. I might go to a set that they might be on. I would bring a laptop computer and a small Wacom tablet, whatever I could fit into a backpack, a foldable stand, power outlets, chargers, battery backups, everything I could possibly need, I would bring with me to wherever I was needed. That was the job. Draw on command where it was needed. LA is expensive. Kind of depends how you're doing it. I've lived here my entire life. I was born in LA. Most people in LA are not born in LA, but I was. So when people think of it as, oh, that's expensive, or LA is this way, or LA was that way, LA to me is invisible. I don't think of it any more than a fish thinks about water. Did you give yourself away? Do you live in Tokyo? Because I was very curious. Many people are not born there that are there. A new first-time streamer or chatter. Hello. You moved out of Tokyo. Okay. But were you native to Tokyo? You don't have to answer any of this if you think it's no one should disclose more than they're comfortable. You can hear me now? Well, you're American. Your mystery is unraveling. This is interesting. I was going to follow up with all sorts of interesting questions, like, is Twitch popular in Japan and stuff like that. How long have you lived in Japan? More than 20 years. My goodness. Do you do translating? Was that the thing I think I recall? You haven't had a burrito in more than... You haven't been back to the United States in 20 years at all? And by the way, trying to figure out how I should pronounce Svart Demon Streams. Svarty Pants, welcome to the stream. All right, man. Well, no hard feelings. Japanese are that good, huh? I believe it. Sounds like you're in it. You're in it for the long haul. That is that's a long ancient history kind of situation that they got over there. Serious traditions, serious traditions. Svarty, your question is a somewhat simple one to ask. However, I'll have to caveat. I can't guarantee you've heard of these companies. You might better recognize the projects themselves that I've worked on. But I've definitely worked on commercial campaigns of hundreds and hundreds of commercial campaigns, and then dozens of video game projects, stuff for Meta, aka Facebook, stuff for Apple, stuff for EA, Clash of Clans, all sorts of stuff. Here lies Hage Hegemon. Are you a storyboard artist as well? Svart Demon Streams. Svart Demon Streams. It's also a fun name. This is cool. Let's work on this one. Oh yeah? Do you play video games? Are you interested in seeing storyboards from a video game? I'm not shy about showing some old things, at least. Are you checking out art streams from... Wait a second. It's 1:20. Isn't it past your bedtime? Do you play Apex? Do you... What else? Mass Effect. The Last of Us 2. Anyway, if you feel like seeing anything, give a shout. Otherwise, I'm going to keep filling this stuff in. This is not a storyboard per se. It is a personal fan art project that has story concepts that I've been live streaming. And ostensibly, this is just to demonstrate that humans can have creative skill that can dwarf what AI can produce. AI will not be producing cool shit like what I'm doing. Not unless it rips me off, and if it does, then it's cheap schlock. Got a drink? I'm drinking wine. I've been really trying to think about what's the recourse? What do I do if... Oh shit, look at that. Filling in the wrong layer. That's no good. I think I can save out this pretty painlessly, but that's a rookie blunder right there. I've also, among other things, decided that of all the ways that data could be absorbed to my detriment by AI, streaming is probably the safest. It's got to be the most expensive way to shaky video. I like that. I'll talk about this further down the road, but I've got what feels like a few protections built in to AI just in my style itself, not in necessarily the proportions and choices that I'm making, but just the consistency of my brushes. If you look at it, if you look at the way the dynamism of the brush strokes, where it has this depending on how or at what angle I make the strokes of the brush, it makes a rigid pattern that has my theory is that the AI doesn't like this. It doesn't like this, and it doesn't like cross-hatching. There's something about interlacing linearity that throws off the tokenizer for the AI. I have my theories about it, but ultimately it abhors the data that it extracts from that. It feels like garbage. That's my theory. Because why else is cross-hatching, the shading style of cross-hatching, unreplicatable in AI art? I like your theory there. Yeah, not like I don't think it's like a unsolvable flaw. I think they, they're usually the response to that sort of thing is like, well, we just need more compute, and they may be correct. Even for humans, cross-hatching takes a lot of compute. So, but right now, I've noticed that AI outputs that try to replicate cross-hatching give this sort of approximation to it, which is not cross-hatching. And it's hatching, but not cross-hatching, which is interesting. You can't do both. It'll do the hatching fine, but not the cross-hatching. It's interesting. At least that's been my experience so far. Who knows? That was today. Maybe tomorrow will be very different, but my thinking and hoping is that even if AI does try to appropriate images that I create, they won't be able to reproduce the this effect. So people can at least identify the real thing. I don't know if I'm deep. Don't worry about that. Get something cool on paper. Show it to me and let me tell you it's awesome. There's nothing special about today. 90% of my day is listening to other people's bad ideas and being forced to draw them. It's nothing to be envious about. Here's what's flipped over in my mind recently, and there's no exaggeration here. I was hoping today that I wouldn't work. I was hoping today that I wouldn't be called upon to do my job, to get, paid to draw things, because I didn't want to do it anymore. Because I want to do this instead. Because I like this more. And, I did ultimately have to work, and I did do it. And, I have to put things, I have to account for the fact that I have to make a living, but there's more than one way to feel alive, and making a living via money wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I'm lucky to have opportunities the way I do. A lot of people, pretty much everybody, is feeling the contraction in the business, in the industry. And it doesn't matter if you're a somebody or a nobody. What's happening right now is this great unifying effect, because nobody is working. And that's not to say that nobody is. Today I had work. I worked today. I'm grateful for that. It wasn't a bad week for me. But this past year, I'm just reading what's out there, reading what's going on in the environment. Something in the wind. It's telling me to not put all my eggs into the storyboarding basket. At least not the way I've been doing it. Maybe there can be a different way. Maybe what I'm doing with the streaming is part of that. Maybe it will lead to it down the way. I don't know. But right now, things that felt secure for so long don't feel that way anymore. And it's not just me. It's everybody. Everybody who's a storyboard artist now wants to talk to other storyboard artists and say, hey, what's going on? Are you working? Yeah, no, me neither. I don't know what's going on. But what's happening is there's this change happening. It's been happening, but the butterfly has begun to leave the little there's a metamorphosis in things. It's happening, but it's happening in a different way. It almost feels like it's a regression because NFTs and AI feel like they, on one hand, there's infinite possibilities of what they can create. And on the other hand, it feels like a fucking conceptual brick wall against which creative minds it's like you were walking on land and you walked and you walked and you walked, and now before you is an ocean, and you can keep going, but you can't walk across the rest of the way. You're gonna have to do something else. You're gonna have to swim. So that's the analogy. I've been walking, as everybody else has, and now there's an ocean. And now we have to think, are we going to try and swim? Or do you go up and down the coast in either direction and try to walk around the ocean? And I'm not sure what I'm actually doing. I could be swimming, or I could be walking up and down the coast. The problem with that analogy is even if you do that, you're gonna fucking hit an ocean on the other side of the fucking coast. So, one way or another, there's an ocean. The way that AI will probably take things is I can't see it being good, at least for artists en masse. There's gonna be some long-lasting constriction. But ultimately, it's going to end up like this. What is known to be from AI is going to be regarded as the most bottom-barrel efforts. It's cringe stuff. It's the clip art. It's boomer art. I was hearing as much today on social media. In the past, explorers used to travel only the coast, and the ones that starved across the ocean found new land. Yes. I'm attempting to, strike out on my own a little bit. And this is very, like, for instance, my agent doesn't know just yet that I'm giving a run at being a streamer. Oh, this is the best. Do you know what's just happened? Is the playlist is looped, which means this is about as long of a stream as I've done in ages. So that's a good run. What do you think of this shit right here? That's kind of cool, huh? It's like Roots. It's supposed to be, yeah. It's like Roots. I just don't know. I feel like I could try and weather the storm a bit. Like in a vacuum, I'm not so fretful about my odds in the face of this new replacement technology. Only because storyboarding is so difficult. It's far more than sequential storytelling. It can be storyboarding is about visually solving the problems of production before they happen. AI doesn't do a great job of visually keeping up with continuity. Makes it a bad candidate to replace storyboards. But like I said, clients who get really into AI might just get out of the habit of hiring artists altogether. They'll forget about storyboard artists that we were trying to help them the whole time. Not just getting in the way. This is gonna be one of my favorite pieces. All these fucking roots. A lot of very strong visual themes in it. This juxtaposition of the undulating creep of these root vines. Juxtaposed with the angular tension of the bow. Two themes, both linear, string-like. One is intense, focused, and piercing, and the other is wriggly and wry. Both dangerous, but in different ways. May not have been clear, but the intention is to make sure that we have a lot of utility built into the fills that we put in. We need them to do work. This is each layer has to have a purpose. The purpose of these new layers that I'm doing recently is to create a convincing sense of Z-space, like close, mid, like foreground, midground, background. We need roots that are in the here we go. Roots that are in the foreground versus the midground, and then the background, of course, is in the background, but foreground and midground pay attention. In this scene, it's important that the viewer sees what we're intending. Ultimately, these little vines will give an effect like they are creeping up the body of Link. Even as he is pulling back the arrow, tension Feeling root hairs are making their way across his body slowly. That's awesome. Lag happening. That's great. We'll persevere after we save. Man, made it to 2 a.m. That means it's 6 a.m. in Japan. No, 6 p.m. in Japan. That's awesome. How old are your kids? You don't have to disclose. My kids are 4 and 7. My daughter's excited about losing her third or fourth tooth or something like that. It's like that in our place. My son is excited that he can wipe his own butt. That's the excitement around here. Ten, 7, and a newborn. You have 3 kids. That's a good distribution. I like that. So I'm 7 years older than my younger brother, who goes by Boxer, and he's on Twitch as well. He's a fairly popular streamer, at least compared to me. But you've almost got this generational gap between your 10-year-old and your newborn. That'll be a fun thing to navigate. 3 kids in Japan. You are doing your part to save the demographic. Where did you live in the United States as an American before you went to Japan? This math is crazy for me. Okay. So that means your 10-year-old's uncle is only 10 years older than him or her. Oakland. All right. All right. You're a Cali boy. All of this computes. Now, I'll ask, but it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, were you Japanese of descent or ancestry before you moved to Japan, or were you more Anglo like me, or something in between? And you don't have to say. But I'm just curious. Well, now when I think about it, your last name, if I recall it, which I won't say, sounded Japanese. New people. Wait a second. You're the other artistic streamer I followed the other day. The Neela. Listen, don't embarrass me. I'm not here to receive your brutal criticisms. No, I'm just kidding. You're not Japanese, but you... Let me think. Oh, you're not the other guy that I was thinking about. Sorry. No, I got confused with another storyboard artist. I'm not sure about that. Listen, new... Alright, Neela, what time is it where you are? Just tell me the time it is. $10 a.m. Okay, yeah, you are that person. Were you the... Alright. Just tell me if I'm wrong. You had the mushrooms with the cat and the mushroom? Okay, there you go. You have a fun, chill stream. I'm trying to have something like that. Something that feels like it's a low-pressure artistic stream. And I told you that you had a good composition. I think that's what I was saying. So is this your first time on my stream? Do you like Zelda? Is this is probably cringe. This is nothing that you should care about, but I do cool. I live and work in Los Angeles. I do game trailers for storyboards and video games and all sorts of. These are this is like is professional fan art a thing? Because I'm a professional and now I'm doing fan art, so that's what this is. It's nothing that nobody needs to pay attention, but I appreciate your attention. That's cool. This is all Zelda fan art from. I love hearing that. The your stream had a charm and a there's something. So I started streaming recently, and it's been reminding me of what it was like to work in a studio, which I haven't been able to do in years because of COVID. Whereas normally I would go and I would be amongst artists, and I would, you'd bump elbows with other creative people, and it felt like we were all doing something. And COVID happened, and it was a very hard time. And we adapted, and we do what we do, and working from home has its advantages, but now I feel like I don't, I took those friendships for granted, and now they're gone. I don't see these people every day anymore, and I just wanted to feel like I could get back into that creative sense of people. So anyway, the stuff that you were doing, it just felt, it's cool to, and maybe you getting a sense of that here, the sense of, it's like you're walking by an artist and you're looking over their shoulder and you see what they do and it looks good, and you just say, hey, that looks great. And when you're the person who says it, it's like takes 2 seconds, it doesn't have to mean anything. But when you're the person that hears it, it's like the thing that like saved their day. And we all know it and experience it that way. And I was just I've been feeling that way about this sort of Twitch experience recently. It's not just shallow, like whatever. Like this is, I see people putting out their own vibe, being vulnerable, open to what comes in, and rolling with it. That's the vibe. It's I miss that. I'm feeling like now I have an avenue into it. My studio experiences have been non-existent since 2021. I've been very busy since then. I mean, the past year, kind of on and off. But it's not about even the directors don't go into the studio. How are the artists supposed to go in the studio when the directors aren't there? The producers don't go. Like there's just empty buildings. There's nothing to go and collaborate and do anything in. And I'm willing. I'd go in. I liked that. But it's gone now. If it comes back, good. I'll go back. But I'm just trying to, I don't know. I don't want to get trapped in sentimentality. If things are going to be truly remote, then I have to figure out a new way to network. The old way used to be I would just show up and people would notice me. I can't do that via an email address anymore. It has to be different. So I figured having a Twitch stream where I can draw cool shit is not a bad way to at least advertise myself. But I liked what you were doing, and yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to be a you thought the industry had gotten better, or no, we don't need we're not trying to crank this up to to anything. This is a small stream. But I appreciate more than I don't know if I'm just getting old, but I like seeing the new. What's true about like I'm like an entrenched industry person. Like I it may not have been clear, but I live and work in LA and stuff. And I do fine. I worked today. I worked this week, and you know, I'm lucky, but I don't know. I just when I think about the things that stress me out in my career, it's because I have all this insider knowledge. But sometimes I click around on Twitch and I see people who don't have insider knowledge. I'm doing okay. I'm like I don't complain about my compensation is fine. I certainly compared to averages, I have nothing to complain about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just happy that just because I look around and have one perspective on things doesn't mean other people have the same perspective. It's important that that maybe things did get better, and I'm just being silly. What if that's true? And it's okay. I could have made a mistake, and also I'm neurotic, and I make things seem like they are way more important than they are. That's okay. It is expensive. So you're German, right? Where do you live in Germany? You don't have to say. You could say very generically or whatever. I've been to Germany one time. LA is expensive. Let's see here. How could I put this into... Okay, do you know what a gallon of gas equates to? It's like in Germany, they got different measuring systems. A gallon of gas in LA it can be as high as $6, depending on what gas station you go to. I don't know, I'm not sure if that's cheap or expensive compared to Germany. It may be cheap, but that's just one of my expenses. I have 2 kids. I've got a large American SUV, a Subaru that is seats 7 people if I needed to. Cost there. I have a mortgage, insurance, all the things. But I do my best, and yeah, my skill is not something that isn't a factor. I definitely work. I have a lot of bookings in general, but these are contracting times, and I'm not optimistic looking forward. That's the problem. Oh, you live in the UK. Well, you're very cosmopolitan, aren't you? I was born and raised in Los Angeles, which is not common. Most people in Los Angeles are from other places. So by not moving, I achieve rarefied status somehow. Because the other factor is many people who are born in LA don't stay in LA. It is expensive. It's a hard place to live. Unless you're doing well. If you're not doing well, you come to LA, you don't do well for a while, you spend all your money, then you leave. Or you're born in LA, you try to stay in LA, you can't, and you leave. Either way, you leave money in LA. It's a place where people give up sometimes. Never been, huh? What about South America? Because I know Europeans get around, even if they don't go to the US. In any case, you had like a few thousand followers, if I'm not mistaken. So you're way, you know, I'm trying at this point. I envy you, right? It's nothing. Tomorrow I'll be drawing cats and mushrooms. Whatever they want. I can't imagine I'll be up too much longer, but it's been really fun so far with random people coming in. Like, all good people. Not, I should say, not random, but unexpected. Unexpectedly busy with people. Oh. You have 400,000 followers. That's amazing. I meant to say, because I didn't want to say it in your chat, but you're drawing with the cat and the mushrooms. And there was a debate momentarily about which way to draw the tail of the cat. And And I was mentally saying, make the curvature of the tail of the cat complement the undulating curvature of the mushroom stalks that are growing. And so you could have that theme echoed. But that was not what I typed out because people were chatting and I didn't want to intercede too much. But that was the that was something I remember thinking at the time. But you actually did ultimately, if I recall. You ultimately did make a nice tail for the cat, if I recall, and I thought it did match where the mushroom stalks were sort of arranging themselves. So it was moot advice anyway. Yeah, I feel like the last thing I want to do is hand out advice where it's not even needed. So I'm glad I bit my tongue a bit. Feels like you did not need. And that's what's interesting about art is you can tell where people, even if they don't know what they're doing, they at least have enough taste to know if what they're doing looks good. And that is not I'm phrasing this inarticulately because you know what you're doing and what you did looked good. But even if you happen to come across the solution without thinking about it too much or accidentally, it doesn't matter. The way that artists can arrive at solutions doesn't have to be something that follows a logical path, or they flip in the back of the book and they see what the answer is, or someone shouts it from the side of the stream. You got to it. Like you could see what worked and what didn't, because I saw you trying out the different, it's like, what if the tail went this way? And I was like, don't do it that way. And you're like, no, not that way. And I was like, there you go. We go by feel, and that's such an important thing. You can rationalize anything. That's even the wrong answer. That's why it's important to actually really feel it. Does this feel good or bad? That's the important thing. Yeah, no worries. You have an awesome day. If I clue myself in on your stream later, it'll feel like it was tomorrow because I'm that sleepy. But have a good one. Thanks for popping in. I'm gonna work my way around the entire globe. This will be fun. UK. What's next? Bye-bye. I need to set up a... Oh, that'll be fucking awesome. I could have a map right here. I'll be like, hey, where are you from? And then I'll be like, okay, UK and Brussels. That's 2 pins. Before you know it, it's like a whole conglomeration of people saying, what are you drawing? This is the latest I've been up drawing without getting paid in years. Years and years. It feels great. Here we have a fallen statue. Just providing some context and compositional reinforcement in the background. The gaping maw of the statue matches the gaping maw of the manhandla. Be half buried in dunes and, you know, make sure all those effects work, but progress there. Fuck it, we'll go to 3. It's just a tomorrow is the start of a long 3-day weekend. Three-day weekends now are 4-day weekends because everybody takes the Friday off before the Monday. Everybody except me, but by extension, I do as well. Since I can't hire myself, it's interesting. Can it look like that? That's decent. Okay. fill in this architecture. It's very simple. Primitive shapes, as my buddy likes to say. There's nothing primitive about primitive shapes. Like when you're thinking of a primitive shape, like put a sphere in your brain. Call it a primitive shape. You're literally thinking about a perfect sphere. Something that no alien or future technology can get perfectly right. There's nothing primitive about it. These are platonic solids. Very zen. Every circle is flawed. Every square is off. By how much? Depends on how close you're measuring. Meanwhile, planet Earth, no one can tell the difference. What's open in here? Let's see here. Death Mountain. I'll take it. These are just little whispers of completed images. There you go. Now you can see a little bit more context of what is going on in these pictures. We'll get there. This is half the set. There's another 12, makes 24 that you can't see. This is good. More or less reached the end of the road with the bills. And that's good. That was a good little stretch break. Not drawing anything for a while, just filling things in. This little goober is all that's left. And it's nearly 3 a.m. Let's get in there. Let's get all these little bits of stuff. Lest we forget the process, we also have to invert the white fill so that it's dark against a light background and double check for any mistakes. That will happen probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, aka today, because today is tomorrow, because I did this stream super late. And I was very happy to be well accompanied by all sorts of peeps from around the globe. What an incredible technology / universe we live in. Everybody giving a shit about art. You're working too. Awesome. I'm gonna mop up for a minute and then sign off. So there will be a yeah, I don't see what else there is. Everything's filled in that I could fill in that was obvious. So tomorrow we can do the double checking, making sure my fills are filled and not just partially filled. That's its own little adventure, but not a bad start. I mean, I guess I could, fuck it, just keep going. Keep going, because what the fuck? Let's see here. Here we go. There's an upper and a lower. Yep. Yep, it's true. A lot of Zelda drawings. We are going to do them all. Not tonight. I'm only going to go about 15 more minutes. Then I'll go to bed. But here's the truth is there is more than meets the eye. This project. So okay. More Zelda fans might recognize some of these. Link versus Aquamanus. Part of me wonders if this wouldn't have all gone a lot faster if I had been working at a lower resolution. The 1920 by, what is it? 1280, 1080? That's a high resolution. That's higher than I normally work, which is 1280 by 720. I will tell you from experience that those extra pixels that make the difference are distracting to an exponential degree. That is my little dirty secret. When people say, Max, how come you're so fast? And I'll say, it's because I work at standard HD resolution. Standard HD resolution is not 2K. It's 1K. Rounded down. Or rounded up. Yeah. Whichever way you think about it. It ain't 2K. Standard HD is 1280 by 720. No matter who you ask. Anything beyond that is non-standard, which is great. Just bill them extra. Or just tell them, them's the breaks when the ETA for their boards being done is 4 times longer than they want it to be. Yo, homie, you don't have to, you know, what makes a drawing look good is not its resolution, it's its composition. The Mona Lisa is the Mona Lisa, whether you see it up close, life size, or shrunk down like a postage stamp. It's not the details, it's the composition. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. Everything else is just filler. Good morning, Sky Shadow. It's been a while. Now, Sky, where do you live? I've been working my way around the globe tonight. I was just in Brussels. Or something, yeah. Streamers in Japan and all over been chiming in, so no matter what. I mean, you could be Pacific Coast. Maybe you get up at 2:49 a.m. Good if you do. Good if you don't. You could be a figment of my imagination. Oh, yeah. But why are you up so early? Are you gonna, like, issue a FBI raid on some mafia guy's house or something like that? Who gets up at 2:50 a.m.? Or did you finish a stream? That's what happened, I bet. You were on a run. Some sort of stream. Crashing my stream after your stream. Sky Shadow has gone live. I get it on my watch all the days. Cool. The casino. I don't know what that guy's humping, but I hope it's a refrigerator. Yeah, I draw when my kids are asleep too. So here's some context. It's 2:50 a.m. now. When I got up today, meaning before I went to sleep, after I went to sleep last night, I got up today at 3 a.m. to finish storyboards on a campaign that will not be named for a company that is difficult but lovely. Challenges. Draw when your kids are asleep, and if they're not asleep, then give them sleeping drugs so that they fall asleep. Like I do. Just kidding. This stream is brought to you by Melatonin. Now available in chewable kids formula. Kids, daddy, all the same. Not tonight though. I drank some of my dad's coffee. Holy shit. Those meth addicts don't know what they're missing. They should just be robbing my dad's house for his coffee. All you need is my dad's coffee. You'll be productive. Not today, not the poppy coffee today. They make that on Saturdays now. It's been this migrating date as we all sort of like pitch in with suggestions on what is the best. If I had the poppy coffee, I'd be asleep. I'd be in slumberland. I'd be dreaming that I was doing this. I'd be like, oh, I'm right-handed now. No, it's normal coffee. I had that. I knew what I was doing. I know it helps make the old noggin tick. Drink the coffee right as the kids are getting to bed. Because I'm a cranky guy when I'm tired. It doesn't go well. But everything else, I'm just sort of like, how can I help you get to sleep? Here you go. I'll brush your teeth. Here's your PJs. Here's your story. Here's your snuggle bunny. Here's your blanket. Out like a light. Then I can draw and draw and draw. Sky, do you have kids? My buddy Hage, we can call him Kirby. He's in Japan. It's gotta be noon or something. Wait, was it 5 p.m.? Yeah. So that means it's like 7 p.m. Yeah, your kids are in bed now. Anyway. The world is a crazy place. You're studying gambling strats. It's kind of a cool Well, good. If that you know where you stand. That's good. Oh, that is excellent. The only cuz I love and I care. But I wish you luck at the casino. Are you do you feel like you're lucky generally? Like I feel like a lucky guy in general, but not at casinos. I know that at casinos I have bad luck. Yeah, show me your page. Show me your page. This is the however, you may receive critical feedback because here we sit under the cherry blossom tree with the master. It's on stream. Oh, it's on your stream. Okay, let me see here. Oh, you've been streaming this whole time. Okay, hold on. I'll figure this out. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm messing up. What did I do? Okay. Let's see here. I click you. I click on you. Oh, you're monetized and you have a commercial over here. All right, all right, all right. Oh, another commercial. As I work in advertising, I can't help but judge. All right, this looks awesome. Hold on, I gotta recenter. Here's what's happened is I clicked on something in my chat and now things are stacked weirdly and I can't see new replies. So that's what's happening. I'm gonna send you something. This looks dope. There you go. That's how you know I see it. It looks dope. I'm not sure if I can hear what you might be saying. Let's see here. It's good. You have a good sense of tone. I like your chain. It's good. What I wait. Now I hear you. Now I hear you. Keep talking. Keep talking. Oh, I hear you. I hear you a little bit now. I'm gonna turn off my music for a second.
Shout my name Max.
Now I hear you. I hear you. We're a little
Okay. Yeah, so this is a page I work on Max. And I had so many interruptions and yeah, it's just taking forever to draw this. Let's see. So the next panels I've been working on is this one. It reads right to left instead of left to right. This manga's I won't be releasing it in the West, only in Japan. next page is this one. So this guy here, there's these. You know what? I'll show you the page before this. That way it makes sense.
Anybody
So,
who's looking at my stream should here. I'm just gonna pull his stream into my stream. Here we go.
all right. So
This will
this
be a
guy is
weird
dead.
effect. I like how you're
Okay.
overlapping the
So this guy is dead, and these three kids are trying to help him by they're trying to save him. They're trying to chain his soul to his body before his body completely dies. So this guy's walking around sort of like in the afterlife in his mind. So they entered his mind. They found him in the basement of his house. So the the brother and sisters, they're like, we found him, you know. All right, the middle sister is gonna go first, cast her spell. So she teleports off the shoulder of her brother, and then lands in this little cool pose in front of them.
mm-hmm.
The little
Mm-hmm.
sister's giving her shit. It's like, you're trying to do a cool pose, and then she's like, so.
I
And then right
so
here,
here's
she casts a spell, so these chains come out of the ground. And then the next page. Okay.
there is like literally a
So
10-second
the
delay.
delay
So
is
when I
making
talk to you,
it
it yeah,
ridiculous.
no,
Oh,
the delay is killing me. The the stuff you're showing me is super cool. How you have a very
yeah.
interesting the the echo is throwing me off. That's all I'm getting thrown off by. But your stuff is awesome. We just have to figure out a better way to communicate where it's not getting echoed back to me as I'm complimenting you on your very cool stuff. Your stuff looks it's obviously manga, but
Let's see. Do you have
it's
Discord?
not cookie cutter. I do have Discord. However, I'm trying to do this on stream and it's not working. But that's okay. That's not something that's important. I just want to say your stuff is awesome. I do have Discord.
Okay.
I
So
sound like a dork. That's the problem, is that I sound like an idiot. So then
that's
when I
okay.
hear myself back again, it
Yeah.
just makes me think I'm a loser.
is is is
I can hear myself too much. Here's what
no,
should I,
no, no,
here
no.
no.
Here's
I
the
like
page
seeing this
before.
stuff. So wait a second. Wait a
So
second. Why don't you
I'm
just
sorry.
show this on your stream? You've been showing this? See the stuff on the right side of your screen with a shotgun getting reloaded? That's amazing looking. That's like straight out of Doom 2. So like like that's awesome, you know.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's awesome.
that's I've been studying smear panels in
Yeah, yeah.
Illustrator.
No, well that's communicating, except your stuff looks better than a smear panel that I've seen it in a manga before. It looks like a smear panel like should in a comic if it was going to look fresh and different instead of just speed. So what is typical in a manga, from my experience, is just these striated speed lines that are everywhere, and it becomes very one note. You've smoothed it out, but it actually is successful here, which is, I think, very unique. So I just want to sort of give you that compliment, especially, which is everything else is also reading great, but you also have this really crazy, like the way you've, like rendered the gun
Oh,
barrels, for
thank you.
instance, like is really nice. Like it doesn't look like you fucked it up, which is I can barely give that compliment to anybody who is like seriously in the industry. So like, well done. You know that I wouldn't have done it better myself. Like this looks like an awesome action fucking manga.
Oh, thank you.
You've got like pages and pages and pages of this. When is this coming out?
It's I don't know. I draw too slow to realize when it's gonna come out. Estimation, because I thought I was gonna be further along, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't. I learned that I can't predict the future. You know,
Yeah.
I had my third child, and that
Yeah. You have a
actually put
newborn, you said, which is
I took some
absolutely
time off
crazy.
for that, and
I'm
bunch of stuff
I
happened.
yeah, no, I've been through crazy shit myself with family and kids and all kinds of
Some of
shit.
these pages I've been drawn with the baby in one arm.
Okay. That I've been there. I've been there for at least a little bit of that with the baby in one arm. So, one thing also that I can tell is that you're not heavily referencing your drawings. Like you're drawing very very impressively from your
That's cool.
imagination.
Oh, thank you.
It's coming through very clearly, and
That's
and
what
in
it
this day
is.
and age where
The
everybody
little
just
girl
Googles
summons her
everything.
chain. He hears it, uh, turns and shoots it.
I'm just saying I'm impressed when people do it the hard way, out of
And the
love,
pieces hit
which
the
is
page.
all that is reading to me from here. All of the sincerity, which is impressive to me.
Uh-huh.
That's it's what's what I'm trying to come across in my own work. Even if I just work in commercials, like I want to actually make people give a shit that this stuff is done by
Well, thank you.
people. Well, thank you for this is a great example of what is it just should be the standard is not we're all just ripping each other off. We can try and think originally, even if it's not perfect, and go with it. And look at all this stuff. Look at all these fucking drawings. This is great. This is great stuff. How old are you? Are you my age? I'm 41, just so you know. I know I look like I'm a teenager, but I'm 41, and I hope you are. You know, I hope you can have a serious artistic
Oh,
career in front of you because I feel like you could.
uh, I'm halfway done in this world.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, just keep going. All the stuff I'm seeing here is really cool. You keep bringing up new images. All this stuff looks dope. I like seeing this. Hey man, I wish I could work on storyboards that had this aesthetic.
So one thing, yeah, I'll just show you.
Yeah,
You
show me.
talked about the the shading, my
Yeah,
shading
show me
my
something cool.
style
Yeah.
is I had an accident and my spine was crushed, so I didn't
Oh
get
my
it
fucking
reconstructed,
Jesus Christ!
and I
Your
lost a lot
spine was
of
crushed. Holy shit!
fine motor skills.
Are
So
you serious?
I couldn't draw the way I used to. So this is the way I used to draw. You see all
Yeah,
the tiny hatches
I
and
see the
stuff?
tiny lines. I see them. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I'm showing you this page was done before the accident,
Mm-hmm.
and then after afterwards, I had to figure out how to draw again. So what I do now is I put a blotch of ink down, well,
Mm-hmm.
digital ink, and I just
Yeah.
move it around, and that
You
creates
blended it.
this shaded effect.
It's incredible. That's an incredible. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like that's like the. I mean, I worry about what happens if I break my pinky on my left. Like I'm left-handed. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, what happens? If the worst happens and I have a cramp in my arm. Like you've been through the world's craziest shit with that. How long was your recovery? Like when did this happen? You had a newborn? When you had your spine crushed and then you had a kid? Like this is crazy. What are
Yeah,
you
it's
talking about?
been a roller coaster.
Holy shit, man.
It was after my first kid, and my
Okay.
wife was pregnant with my second kid, and
Okay.
yeah, it was crazy. I find out that Japan doesn't have the medical technology to fix my my spine, and that
Oh,
that
interesting.
shocked me because always thought Japan was technology it tech technically advanced. Apparently
Right,
it's
right, right.
in medical technology it's even further behind than the U.S.
Really? That's shocking to hear.
It's about
Um
like 20 to 40 years, which is ridiculous.
that's about as long as you've been there. That's
So,
remarkable. So the stuff you're showing me just looks awesome. I'm just gonna tell you, it looks
and
awesome. The way you're blurring it or blending it, like you've applied it with the application of a master. In my opinion, I'm just saying, I want you to just take what I'm saying as like now I'm a fan
oh,
of
thank
you,
you.
and I want you to just keep going and keep going because this is extremely cool. Now, I'll disclose something fun. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. But I'm no shortage to the family emergency shit. My In 2018, my daughter had stage 4 cancer. And so what ended up happening to me is my whole life was turned upside down where I had to start like a
Oh
GoFundMe.
no.
If Yeah, like it was crazy. I had to my wife, who's like a perfect, she was like a good earner. She worked and all that stuff, but she had to walk away from her job so that she could take care of our daughter. I had to join the in Hollywood. We have this union for storyboard artists that I had to join so I could get health insurance through that because my wife, who would normally get it through her work, she had to leave her work. So that just, it's no picnic here in the States either. It's a serious conundrum where you can't do what you need to do to survive sometimes, and it's like, what the fuck do you do? And so anyway, I just my daughter is now 7 years old. She is nearly very much done, hopefully, with the cancer treatments and stuff like that. But for a long time, it was a very wild ride where we didn't know what the fuck was going to happen next, and certainly not me. And I was in a place where for 2 years I had to be like, me as an artist. I had to be the only breadwinner. Like I had to make all the money in the family, kind of a thing. That was very difficult. I had to work a lot and during a difficult time. Um, but I had some good luck and things worked out okay, and now we have another kid,
Yeah.
since then. So it just keeps going. But I just want to let you know I appreciate your story and the you know that where it provides the context. Like that's everything, man. Like the story of the artist is the story of the piece. You know, that's an amazing thing. You know. So how are you now? Like, are you in a wheelchair? Do you mind if I ask? Like, I'm just curious. Are you able to return to the U.S. or you can't because of you're physically disabled? Or I'm just curious about some of that
Oh
stuff.
no.
But
Oh no. I'm perfectly fine. Well, I look perfectly fine. I can move and stuff.
mhm.
I lost some mobility and fine motor skills.
It's the
I can't
fine motor
feel
skills. Okay, yeah, I get it
most of
now.
my
Yeah.
fingers.
Okay. All right. All
But
right.
other than
Well,
that, I look fine. And
okay.
but I can't I also can't like go for long periods of time. Like I was a driver here and I had to
Oh,
stop
okay.
stop that.
I understand. Um, well, here's another fun fact: is I'm an
So I
alcoholic
had like my spine was
and I can't
compressed
feel my
over.
fingers either.
90%
So,
of of the cord is damaged.
oh fuck, your spine is giving me a backache the way this is hearing. But
Can't feel fingers.
listen, this is amazing. Li- Listen,
My
just
kids are
promise me
probably
you'll
gonna be
keep
like,
streaming.
"Is your robot
I'll
neck okay,
Yeah, no,
Daddy?"
I like your art and I like your stream. So now that I know this is your stuff, show me how you can do it. You know, I don't know, like this is a really cool thing. Oh, that's from Bloodsport. I see this shit.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, see, Mia.
Oh, Shimia. Oh, Shimia follows me.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, that's fun. We're blending. It's a blend. It's a
Oh yeah, you
universe.
know that one.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oshimi is new to me, and they're
Yeah.
extremely
Thank you
cool, and
for the
everybody's cool.
shout
Yeah.
out, Max.
Well, I don't shout. I just I I don't shout. I like nonverbal communication. So I'm just gonna sit here with my mouth closed and point. I'm just pointing. You know, look at this cool art. This is cool stuff. This is not
Well,
me.
Max, if
This
you
is
ever set up your Discord too,
I
uh,
have a Discord. I'll
we can
post it in the thing eventually. You could look at the thing. We can do a little different thing.
stream together. And I
All
don't have
right.
much of yeah much of a following, but
Oh
yeah,
fuck, you got
we
more
can
than I do,
communicate
man.
better without a delay. And then my audience, the very few, they'll come over and check you out and everything. And yeah, they're yeah,
This is good. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I am I
they're good people. They're you
Oh, I
know
believe it. I
they do
believe
their
it.
own thing too.
The I'm gonna go insane if I hear my voice anymore. I'm gonna do this only because I'm gonna
Damn, this
slowly wrap this up.
delay sucks.
This is the
Yeah,
coolest thing that I've done on a
take me off the
stream
screen.
ever. I'm gonna take your work off the stream. I'm gonna take
This
you
delay
off. We're
is
gonna go
killing
back
me.
to Zelda. I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna take us all back because now we're back on Max's stream. I'm gonna pause your thing. We can't hear you anymore. We can't hear you anymore. And most importantly, I can't hear myself anymore because that was driving me fucking nuts. But what an incredible technology. And I'm glad Oshimi is following you. And I'm not joking. Something happened to my stream where I can't see who's saying what in to the thing. If I, yeah, if someone is talking to me in the stream, I can't see it because it's all effed up. Yes, setup. Yeah, the delay is crazy. Well, that's not Zelda. Yes, Oshimiya, this you've been okay. Listen, everybody is too cool. That's all I gotta say is y'all are some cool cats. But here, I'm gonna go. We gotta wind this down the proper way. We'll go to 3:30. Listen a little more Zelda. I'm gonna color in this. Yeah, this is Zelda. We're still on Zelda. I just got a little distracted by my art friend. Y'all didn't know, but this is a worldwide stream. We go to Japan. We go to Brussels. And everywhere in between. Nations undiscovered. The innermost crust. The tectonic plates. I'm big on Venus. Titan, Io. Phobos, Deimos. Neptune. What a thing. You learn so much about people. You feel close to them, and then you reflect that you're like, you're on the other side of the planet. We'll never meet. Probably not. Probably we'll never meet. Is that bad or is it good? It's like the platonic solids. You'll never get there. You can try. But even if you get there, you're not there. It's okay to go as far as we can today. This. See, this is what I'm talking about. These tiny little dots come out of nowhere. You gotta watch for that. All right, 6 minutes, and we're done. What? Oh, there it is. Ooh. You know what just happened? Just in time is my headphones are pleading, desperately pleading to be recharged. They say, we're out of battery. We can't hold on any longer. So 3:30, 2 minutes. Just get all this cleaned up. That's it. What an epic stream. This was fun. Conversations all around the world. And then back again. It's crazy. People from my stream going to other people's stream. People from other stream coming to my stream. It's just... feels really good. It's exciting. In the morning, I'll have to deal with world problems that are not exciting. They'll be very much like, well, Max, you'll just have to deal with what we give you. But the Twitch stuff feels very heavy with potential. I don't know. It's cool. Yeah, keep going, but I won't because it's 3:30. All right. All right, this has been one of the cooler stretches of stream for a long time. I want to thank everybody who participated, and I hope tomorrow's just like this one. That was awesome. So, thanks for coming by, participating in every small way. I appreciate it. All right. Good night, everybody.